This week, I finished painting my motor. This is the Honda CB650. It's a 1979, and I'm doing a cafe racing build. I've got it torn all the way apart. Had to replace some things on the casing, and so here I am prepping for paint. First step, I go through and just working on covering everything up. I don't want any paint on those, on any of the engine contact points. You can see I stuffed paper in there. Probably could have done a better job with that part. A little bit of paint did leach through, but otherwise pretty good. Found some good self-etching primer. Some people call it metal etching primer. Anyway, gave it a number of coats, dried fast. It was actually good for me to do so I can get a little bit of practice, see what it looks like, see how it comes together. And now using this VHT engine enamel. You know, I talked to a few people that have done similar builds here in town, and also with a local automotive paint supply store, and this is the paint they recommended. I know others have their opinions, but I thought I'd give it a shot. And so I went through, followed the instructions for the paint as closely as I could. So 2 light coats followed by 1 medium coat. I did have to turn it. I learned that in my prepping for the primer. And so by turning it, that gives me another angle. And again, 2 light, 1 medium. 1 can was exactly enough. I probably could have used it a little bit more if I wanted to go heavier, but I think I got enough coverage with just a single can. I was thrilled when I took this off. It looked so amazing just seeing the difference in the paint. Pulled that off pretty quick after. I let it sit for just a minute or two to settle in, but pulled it off before drying. And then the instructions say after you take it out, you ought to give it a 1 hour bake. And so I wanted to get all the tape off before that, obviously. So here it is. The underside still has a little bit of tape and cover on it, but I wanted to let it dry overnight before I mess too much with it. But here it is. Like I said, I turned out really nice. The paint edges were very tight. Having that black on there looks sharp. I'm looking forward to seeing how it looks to combine on the motor. So the next day, let it dry overnight. The next day came out. I did flip it, pulled off the back side of the tape. I put it in the oven, 200 degrees. I put it in there for 1 hour. That was based on just some things that I'd heard people talking about. I just put it right on the rack, put it on the oven rack. Didn't stink too bad for those that want to do this in the kitchen, which is what I did. And, after an hour, came out. I'm hoping it's nice and hard. But anyway, overall, thrilled with the result of the project and looking forward to seeing how it looks on the motorcycle. So thanks for watching.